Welcome back, and in this section we're going to get started with what most people's primary goal is in this course, and that's we're going to create an Odoo application from scratch, and we're going to begin by creating a brand new database. So everybody, even if you haven't done the earlier customization, you haven't been part of that, it doesn't take us but a second here to create a new database. We're going to call it DietFacts2 and give it a password. This time we don't want to load any demonstration data. Just go ahead and create a new database. And what we're going to basically be doing, and I'll talk through this a little bit while it's loading, is we're going to create a new directory to hold our application in, and then we're going to create the required files. There's going to be certain files that are required in every Odoo application. We're going to get that basic framework up and running, and then we're going to get the application itself to show up, just like the ones that you see here. So we are going to go ahead and install Sales Management. So we get that application as one of the applications that we want to have installed in our database. And while that's going and installing, we can go ahead and open up another terminal. So I hit Control-Alt-T, and a lot of times I'll use more than one terminal when I'm developing. So I'll use one for running Odoo, and another one that I'll primarily use to be able to create directories, work around the file system, edit files, those kind of things. So we're going to quickly see here, if I do an ls in this directory when I open up this terminal, that I can now navigate to my Odoo directory, and we know the name of the directory we've stored our source in is Odoo 9. So a shortcut is you can use a / to go to the next directory and then go to Odoo 9. So this will take us right to our main directory, just like that. And what we want to do is we want to create a directory to hold our custom add-ons. If I hit ls out here, I have a directory for add-ons here, but the problem is we don't want to get our custom add-ons mixed in. So we're going to go ahead and make a directory and call it custom add-ons and hit enter. And let's go ahead inside of that directory by using a cd custom add-ons, and let's make another directory to hold our application. So we've created two directories, one right here with the make directory for custom add-ons, and then went inside of that to make another directory for our DietFacts. And we can, if I hit ls, I can see there's our DietFacts application. And so as you create your own add-ons, and I strongly encourage you to do this, to make a simple add-on after you've seen how we make this one, and practice installing it. And this gives you a directory under custom add-ons to create as many as you need for both practice and for real business applications. But we've got ours now started in DietFacts, so let's change into there, and we're going to create our very first file. And if I hit ls, you'll see there's nothing in there. So now we're going to create our very first file that we need in order to have an Odoo application. And I'm going to use nano. So this will come with Ubuntu 14.04. It should already be available if you follow along. And you just type nano and the name of the file. And in this case, we're going to use 2 underscores and the word in it, 2 more underscores, and then .py for Python. And when we hit enter, we bring up our editor. You'll see at the top it says GNU Nano. And this is a real simple editor. It's always available. You should know how to use it. So we're going to go ahead and type import DietFacts. And this will be a file that we create that'll hold our model and our custom application. And you don't have to put the .py. In fact, it'll error if you do. And now in this, you'll notice that here at the bottom there's a key that shows you what all the commands are. And this Control O is what we need to write out our file. So hold down the Control key and hit O, and then just hit Enter to write that file out. And now you can hit Control X here, as you can see under the exit, to exit. So you're going to do that a lot if you're using Nano. Control O to write it, Control X to exit. And now if I ls to list the files, you'll see that we have an init.py file in here. So now we need to have our OpenERP file. So there's another file that's required for every Odoo module, our application. And we're going to call it still 2 underscores, OpenERP, 2 more underscores, .py. So Nano, again, for the editor to create the file, and this will create a file with 2 underscores, OpenERP, 2 more underscores, .py. And OpenERP is still a kickback from when Odoo used to be called OpenERP, so, and that still is the syntax for those applications. So now we want to create our OpenERP, and this, you will find this in our documentation, and you can type it out, but I'm just going to copy and paste what's required here because there's no use you having to listen to me type this out. But I will walk you through what's here, and I didn't need that. It was just how I had labeled it. So this is the file. And the file itself has a name for our application. We have a version number, and we're just going to call it 1.0. We have the author of the application or module. And now the depends is an important piece of information, and that's what modules or applications it's dependent on. And we're saying that this is dependent upon the sail module. And then there's an installable is true. Now, this syntax in Python is called a directory, or a dictionary, I'm sorry. It's called a dictionary, and we'll look at that in our Python primer. That is another section. But for now, you can just copy and paste this in and really change it to what you want. It's just describing, basically, thinking of it like an entry in a library, like card catalog, of just saying this is an entry that tells Odoo about our application. So let's go ahead and write it out and exit. And now there's one more file we need, and it's the one that we specified inside of our init.py file. And that's, we need a dietfacts.py, like that. And I'm just going to say this is our dietfacts application. So this is what's called a comment. This little pound sign is just a comment, and we can just leave this blank now, and Odoo still should be able to pick it up. So we've created the basic framework for an Odoo application by just creating those 3 files. We can write this one out, Control O to write it, Control X to exit. And if I hit ls, we'll see that we have a dietfacts.py, an init.py, and an openerp.py. Now, in the next lecture, we'll see how to actually change our execution paths and run our application and install our application.